like that. I'm feeling much better now. I guess we should get going again. Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind my company.
Oh, hey! Another one joins the party! Let's get going then!
This is long overdue!
Clouds high, the birds call!
Eat this!
Into the wind!
Access denied! All hail!
One with nature! Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Nada kundala.
Oh no! Another unstable path! Watch your step! Let's dance!
Time to go!
Watch out! There are rocks falling over here!
No touching! This is long overdue!
Clouds high, the birds call! Time to go! Follow the...
It seems we're almost at the top! Keep it up!
For Rex Lapis!
Hey, yeah!
As one with wind and cloud! The wind knows me. Into the wind! Clouds high, the birds call!
Blaze over!
Let's dance!
One with nature!
Looks like we've reached the end.
This is the place. There should not be any other hidden space.
The path sure had some twists and turns, but it turns out that this place isn't actually that big.
slates. It seems like they were put here as an
Perhaps we should just leave them be for.
There are 4 locations in total, but only 3 stone slates. The slate that should.
The surrounding walls also show.
There's something written below. Let Paimon see.
It feels like someone left these slates and these words here for a purpose.
That would fit the circumstances dictated by the prophecy, yes.
There's a person kneeling here. She seems so dedicated. And there's a whole.
And is that Lady Farina in the third?
And is that a ring of people?
The fourth image. I know this.
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. More information should be hidden in these slates, but I fear I cannot easily uncover.
Don't blame yourself, Monsieur Nervalette. Deciphering.
Ooh, Paimon's getting the chills just look. This says that it's the history of the future, right?
I really hope.
Still, Paimon feels.
That's right! If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the fourth, the waters drowning Fontaine, come?
And yet the order is reversed here.
If we go by timing, Lady Farina only emerges in the third image. That means.
Egeria, then. I had never met her, but her appearance, the previous Archon kneeling before the floating island in the skies, as if confessing a sin.
Did she herself commit that sin? Also, I'm still wondering why these ancient stone slates are.
But who would have created these?
It seems that any further clues will have to come from.
In that case, there's no time to lose. There's nothing.
Yeah, we better get somewhere safe for now.
Let's split up here. I'm going to check on what's happening.
You still have energy for that?
Just head back to the Fleuve Cendre and have a rest then. Thanks for keeping me company all this time.
I'll depart as well. Thanks for your hard work. Traveler, I will go talk to Farina tomorrow morning. I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by my office.
Are you really gonna talk to her about this directly?
She has long been harboring secrets and will not give them up easily, which makes it all the...
Alright, we'll leave it in your hands then. You're probably the best person to talk to her.
I will be carefully considering...
Traveler, Paimon, our safe house at the Fleuve Cendre. All right. I'll be on my way then.
Welcome back. We've got a special menu prepared for...
Yay! And there's good food! Paimon's already starting to forget.
Oh, that voice. Is that who I think it is?
Huh?
It's you two. What are you doing?
Mona?
Seriously, nobody just uses a...
Still, we didn't expect to see you.
Well, I have some business to attend to here, so I booked a... Why did you think I was from Fontaine, though?
Yeah.
Well, I used to have my own surname, which was well, some other thing. Either way, the old hag told me when she took me, there was nothing for it, really. She really is amazing at astrology, so I changed my name to what it is now according to her wishes.
It isn't?
Nope. Although it is used by us in place of surnames, it generally...
Wow! Imagine!
I reckon so. In any case, I'd give my disciple a name like this as well, if Astromancer Barbeloth Trismegistus.
Whoa, that's a long one.
My name means Mona the Great Astrologist. As for the old hag, hers is, in plain...
Thrice as great?
I know, right? That's just how she is. She used to call her...
Talk about excessive.
Megistus is thus the calling card of our school, so to speak, which makes it about the same as a surname. It's all right if you don't get it. You can look...
That sounds terrible! But anyway, you're not Fontaine.
Well, I was born in Mondstadt, yes. My parents migrated...
Oh, that's a good thing then.
Speaking of that, I'm sure you're aware that a bunch of things have happened here in Fontaine. There's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean. That was the main reason, yes. Just a while back, the invitation was sent quite early on. I don't...
What do you make of that prophecy, Mona? Just tell us what you think as an astrologist.
What I can tell you is that I'm an astrologist. And that this prophecy concerned... I'm afraid that this is not something that just anyone can do. If I could do it, you would no longer call me an astrologist. But on the flip side, the prophecy is so huge and powerful.
A visionary? Sounds...
Of course. The old hag could do it. And I'd bet there are others amongst those Hexenzirkel colleagues of hers who could do something are you sure? All right.
Thanks, Mona. You're amazing as always.
Oh, well, this is something only I can do after...
That's the greatest of astrologists for you! Of all the...
Indeed. That's the...
Oh, sorry. I came to see what all the commotion was about.
Oh, whoops. Guess we were getting a little too carried away there. Well, I'll go tend to my own business now.
And there she goes, quick as rushing water. And here we are with the Spina guy giving us suspicious looks. If Paimon hadn't spoken for you, it'd be you getting all the weird... that's more like it. Good morning. To be honest, Paimon's still feeling... But it's time to get up, Traveler. We agreed to go see Neuvillette, so let's pack it up and... let the show begin.
You're here! Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina, they...
Like I said, I've already explained everything!
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little... It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me... Look at this. This is a...
You mean...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster. I will say this once more. Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient...
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. But you found them...
That's correct, which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was... The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky.
I don't. I've never
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous arc? My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin. If
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to tell you.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters. There are several indications that you have been investigating the prophecy on the sly. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets. You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet, you're...
So you've been watching me all this time, have you? I didn't think you were that type. Well, since you know about my secret investigation, there's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but just trust in me. You're Archon, and do as I say. That's all I have to say. We do not Oh! The opera's about to...
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up.
I assume you've been outside.
Oh! You noticed!
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding. Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some secret. We may have to create a situation in which she...
Oh? Like what?
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps
But Farina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging...
we will need to consider this thoroughly, join forces with If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair. This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. The information a god possesses is too... But who will lend us their aid to do such a thing?
Well, that's... Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a disaster, so it's presently devoid of people.
And here you are drinking tea like it's...
That's what families should do.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about...
Me? No, I don't...
Then, how about you, good...
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as...
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things.
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut... As for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be pooling our...
Oh?
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from Chlorand.
Huh? Didn't you...
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance.
I see. And what do...
He is glad that you consider him your...
In that case, do any of you have experience...
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger.
I've also gone diving to catch some fish.
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus. Today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society, taking up arms in other lines of work. A trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you—
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Our line of work requires a deft hand, and we're some of the best in the industry, so you can count on our—
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you? My
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence—
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait.
Calm and steady. Exactly the kind of person who would catch loads of fish.
And I can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clockwork squirrel. I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it.
What about you, Monsieur Never—
I fear I do.
That makes sense. But I do have one more question. If we were to create a trap now—
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey.
Kind, as always. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why is that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it.
So...
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing—
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to— But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god.
Oh.
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? Paimon didn't think the meetings would go on for so long, but everyone seemed pretty fired up, huh? Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks about it, but, it's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. But with you around, Paimon sure will do great. After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you? Did you just pour some tea? Paimon... what's that? Paimon's never seen that cup before!
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea.
Who's that voice?
Aw, have you...
Wait, you are familiar. You're the voice we heard...
The voice from the sky, I fear that description is wrong. You're feeling lost now, just as you were feeling previously. Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim. The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled.
What?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Tevat so easily be changed? Ah, so you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not, are the things that you shall see.
What is she talking about?
I believe that you understand, right? Some things are insignificant, but ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. This was good tea, by the way. Thank you for your hospitality. Well, that'll be all for today.
The voice. It's good. Hey, it's
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
Luna!
Fine, just fine. Not all Fontainians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the
Did she?
Why, yes, it was Charlotte. You remember her, right? That I'm in full support of her view. Prophecies are very important.
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear something sensible for once.
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't reach the old hag. I'll try again tonight, but... Huh? Goodness gracious. Are you serious?
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bull.
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned, but I've never met her. And if she were still alive, she'd...
Whoa. The Hexen Circle sounds like a scary...
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand anything.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way. Perhaps it is something that you cannot know right now. Traveler, Paimon?
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down.
I see. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far as But even so, I still hope for, and believe in, miracles. Perhaps that's what En was trying to tell you. Not to lose heart, and to believe that what you are seeing playing out before you isn't... I did originally think of steering clear of all this, but I couldn't. Even if this is all futile, I still wish to help everyone. If we don't struggle to the last, then how can we face the end when it comes?
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking about astrological principles again. Sorry about that. It was worth trying to comfort you, even if only a little. I believe that you'll help those who are struggling, and I suppose that might be why we always seem to meet by coincidence.
Paimon feels kind of moved by what Mona said. Hey, Traveler. Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by. Huh? Let Paimon see! The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has my recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report. A blonde adventurer with their white fairy, legends trailing in their wake. So while the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the Tales of the Traveler contain surprises in space. Journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet, the Traveler's Trail, World Walker. Huh. Charlotte took so many awesome photos of us, she hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as... Ugh, seriously?